Tina, thank you so much, and thank you for everything that you do on behalf of small and medium-sized businesses, but particularly in pushing us. And thank you to all of you for giving up your time to be here today, and for everything that you do, and through you, all the very many other businesses, small businesses and medium-sized businesses, because to be an entrepreneur running a business is a very special thing in this country, because it's not a question of simply having a business plan. You put your whole self in. You put your whole self in, you put your family in, you put so much into running a business because you've got the spark, because you've got this sense, we were talking about it this morning, this sense of we can do this, we can make this a real success. And when we're understanding small and medium-sized businesses, we need to understand that drive that is so fantastic for business, for our economy. And so through you, I want to just say a big thank you for being here, but also through you, thank you for what you do. It's a massive contribution to our economy, and we really want to back you all of the way. I wanted to come back here to do this launch today for a reason. I stood in this room 3 years ago, I think it was, when we had, I think it was female entrepreneurs in the room. It was buzzing. We had lots of demonstrations of what they were doing, and they were running either solo or small businesses in different parts of Swindon and the surrounding areas, full of energy, full of ideas. But what we really talked about in this room was, what are the inhibitors? What are the problems? What are the challenges that you're facing? What do we need to take away from this? And that's been a journey that we've been on with yourself, with others, which is understanding what are the blockers, what are the inhibitors, what do we need to change? And we made a commitment 3 years ago that if we were to win the election, we would take away what you told us needs to be done, and we would come back and we would make the change. And so I'm standing here to say we made that promise to you, and today we're delivering on that promise. And I'm really pleased to be able to do that. Here is the plan. It says it's a government plan, but it's your plan. This is your fingerprints are all over this. Because what we're going to do, whether it's late payment and changing to make the strongest law for late payment, whether it's the money through the start-up loans that are desperately needed, and making sure people can access that more easily, more readily, don't necessarily have to feel that they've got to put their equity, their house on the line. Hugely important. The ideas about how we need to stabilise and reduce business rates. The ideas about how we ensure that within the high street it's easier to make use of the public space and to go about your business. All of those were not plucked out of the air in Whitehall. They didn't come from some think tank or some team in Jonathan's department. They came from you. Every single one of these ideas is your ideas, the things that you've told us needed to change. So this is your plan. I'm really pleased because there's been talk of plans and consultations going on for I don't know how many years. What we're doing is putting this into law. We're taking this away. We're going to make it legal. On late payments, £11 billion is lost through late payments every year. I couldn't believe this statistic. 38 businesses going out of business every single day because of late payments. Very often at the hands of those who are bigger businesses that don't need to be late. And it's difficult for small businesses because you're dealing with regular suppliers. It's not that easy to enforce the payment, but it makes such a big difference. So this is your plan. This is now for us to implement. The job and the work doesn't stop here because we've already pressed on to new ambition to go further. This is the baseline, the foundation of what we will do next. But this, I'm really pleased to launch here today as your plan being put into law to deal with the problems and the challenges that you face, to make it easier for you to do business so you can grow and thrive and do what you do best through your brilliant entrepreneurship. And being back here in the very room where we started this journey to say, as I say, promise made then, promise now delivered in government. I'm really pleased. Thank you so much for being here this morning. How are you? Business to say, well, look,
it was really a finance question. That's a frustration for
So
us.
that's right. Okay. What would other people say?
It's me and my brother right now. We are onboarding a lot of EAs and consultants.
And when did you start?
It's about 2 years ago.
Okay.
In the UK just recently.
And where are you based?
Swindon.
Swindon. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, so we've been going about family business, 25 years.
And how many people?
44 currently employed across the two sites. Yeah.
Great, fantastic. Today we're obviously launching our small business plan, and this is intended to be and is a reflection. We've been talking to small businesses across the country. I actually did something here 3 years ago with entrepreneurs, and so we've got stuff in there about late payments, which is a constant source of problems. We've got stuff in there about for using more of the public space. Lots of stuff on skills, and also stuff on keeping the business rates fixed and low for physical premises, obviously. It's incredible numbers. £11 billion is lost through late payments, and 38 businesses a day go under because of late payments. So putting that into law. That will nearly always be the case, because you will have trusted people that you work with, and if they're late in paying, you don't necessarily want to kick off, because you want to maintain a relationship with your own debts and make your own payments. So this allows transparency in relation to that, and a framework for making sure payments are made.
That's right from the beginning, when you're kind of building a brand and building a business in the beginning, like the kind of critical times and cash flow is so important, especially at the beginning. So I ended up having to go for
Taking a risk, and it is a risk. Nobody can ever predict with certainty whether it's going to go right, or what the ups and downs are going to be along the way that cause fluctuations.
Issue reported back from small businesses for a long time. We will become, as Keir said, the G7 country with the strongest framework for entrepreneurs. You know, just to try and get that recognition and respect that we have as a government for people taking the kind of risks that you've all taken, which I like.
Yeah, so important. Yeah.
So the challenge for us, and for you in a sense, working together, is how do we do that then?
Yeah.
How do we make that 1% growth real?
I also think as well is taking the small business like
Yes. Well, you need to push us. What else do you need? Where does this need to go? Did that work? So we need to transfer. That's not a long-term solution. It's a place that they come together.
And so when large procurement teams, so we were working with them, asking them, how do you find an SME? Every day. So this is 4 entrepreneurs have set it up.
Good work.
It's been 3 years.
As volunteers, existing government measures encourage SMEs to trade internationally import-export.
I mean the solar panels themselves going down, but the batteries are where they're at. The back of the site as well. The boot caps on it, yeah, but they use it. Well, yeah, because it can give people with just who haven't got the funding and who've got a car license. No, so you want to send that to me? I was like,
How long has it been going? Oh wow! And how many people in the business? Fantastic! Oh no, that's quite exciting. But this is all about creating the conditions. And then introduce the and we're really good at it.
So we're looking at bigger premises, but to open them
Fantastic. Great stuff. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming.